Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to today's video, and today we're going to be talking about training splits, and more specifically, what training split is the best training split. And I've received this question from probably every person I've worked with. They're always like, oh, what kind of training split should I be on? So it's a very common question I get. So I figured I'd just go over it and address what is the best training split, why you should be on it, and so forth. So right off the bat, there is no one universal best training split that works for every single person on earth. The best training split is just to get your ass in the gym. So with that being said, there are training splits that work more optimal for certain people. Some people may go in and they run a certain split, but that split that they run in the gym does not work for someone else. And to clarify, what I mean by a training split is a training routine that is set throughout your week. So for example, Monday you train push, chest, shoulders, triceps. Tuesday you train back or pull, which is back, rear delts, biceps. Wednesday would be legs, so your whole lower body, and that repeats itself throughout the week. Otherwise, there's things like upper body splits, lower body splits, full body splits. There's all kinds of different workout splits, and that's just a routine. So right off the bat, like I just said, no split works for everyone. So the most important thing you can do is get on a split that you, number one, enjoy. Because if you don't enjoy your split, you're not going to stay consistent to it. And ultimately, the biggest thing with getting in shape, whether you're trying to build muscle, lose fat, doesn't matter. You have to stay consistent. You have to go in there, in and out, kill your ass, go absolutely balls to the wall on a daily basis for a long period of time. And hopefully, you can get it to a place where you enjoy doing that and you want to do it for the rest of your life. Like myself included, like I don't have a plan throughout my entire life to ever stop going to the gym working out. I want to be that person that works out until the day I die. Like, no joke. You can and that's just done by building up that passion for it. So a training split can be a great option for you to build up more of a passion and get more results for your workouts. So I figured what I would do for this video is just go through all the different kinds of training splits that I can think of off the top of my head and kind of list who would fit best for those training splits and when they would work best for certain people. So to start off the bat, if you're a beginner, the best thing that I can recommend for you to do as a beginner, obviously find something you really enjoy and you can stay consistent with. But typically, as a beginner, you're new, your body's not used to lifting much weight, you're probably gonna be smaller. So I recommend a 3-day split. And typically with a 3-day split, you can run that 2 different ways. You can do a full body split, so you're training your entire body 3 days a week. So that way you're hitting each muscle group 3 times per week, which is a lot of frequency for someone. And being that you're a beginner, you don't need to push yourself real hard. Literally just going into the gym, you're gonna get enough progress by itself. So a 3-day split works very well for beginners. 3-day full body split, excuse me. And also an upper and lower split. So with an upper and lower split, it's kind of difficult to think of on 3 days because it's 2 different body parts, but you're only training 3 days per week. So when I first started, I actually did this when I first got into bodybuilding. I did upper day, lower day, and I alternated those throughout the week. So Monday I would do upper, Wednesday I would do lower, Friday would be upper again. But then the next week, Monday would be lower, Wednesday would be upper, Friday would be lower again. And then the third week would repeat the first week. So it kind of alternates back and forth. So beginners, your main priority is just to get your stuff in the gym. Make sure you're hitting each and every muscle group frequently and as optimally, so you're balanced, you're not overtraining one group. So a full body split or upper and lower split works very well. So the next person looking to train 4 days per week, the best split that I recommend for that really is just an upper and lower body split. You could even run a full body split if you wanted to, but an upper and lower body split, again, it's going to ensure that balance, that you're hitting each muscle group appropriately. Because I've seen lots of people, they go on 4 days a week and they might do 1 or 2 muscle groups per day, where that makes it so you're only hitting each muscle group maybe once, maybe twice per week, which isn't optimal for muscle growth. So an upper lower split works very well for 4 days a week. And in terms of your level of training, really anyone can run a 4 day a week split. I mean, it all just kind of depends on your timing. Even advanced lifters could run a 3 day split. So like I said before, it just depends on you and what fits best with your lifestyle. So a 5 day a week split, this one's going to be, for most people, they don't really understand how to structure and training for 5 days because it's an odd number of days. So you can't do like a push-pull legs, you can't do an upper and lower, you could do a full body. Full body 5 days a week is actually a big trend right now. We'll get into that later. So for 5 days a week, I recommend a upper body day. So say Monday you do an upper body day, Tuesday, you do a lower body day. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you do a push day, so chest, shoulders, triceps. That's Wednesday. Thursday, you do a pull day, so that's back, rear delts, and biceps. And then Friday, you would do legs again. And that seems like I'm crossing two splits there, but in reality, yes, there's different names for certain days of the week, but you're still ensuring that you're giving each muscle group twice per week training frequency. So yes, we're doing an upper body day on Monday, and we might not be hitting each and every muscle group with the intensity that we do if we hit it on like a push day or a pull day, but I should say volume. But you can still hit it with the intensity, which is what we want, and it's still going to ensure that you're hitting it twice per week, which is ultimately 2 to 3 times per week. Through research has shown is proven to be most optimal. So that's really what you should try and aim for when you're getting onto a training split, is training each muscle 2 to 3 times per week. So a 5-day split, upper lower, push pull legs. So just kind of combine an upper lower split and a push pull leg split to work out throughout the week. And the cool thing with that is you're going to get 2 days to rest throughout that training split. So you could, if you wanted to, you could put a rest day, say on a Wednesday, or you could do one on Friday, or if you want to take the entire weekend off, you could train all throughout the week and take Saturday, Sunday off. That's totally up to you. So that's a cool thing with a 5-day a week split. So now the next thing to do is a 6-day per week split. Personally, the most common thing that you will see all over the place is just a push-pull leg split. So push is chest, shoulders, triceps. Pull, like I just said, back, rear delts, and biceps. And then legs is obviously just your lower body. So that's pretty much the most common for 6 days per week. I'm actually running a 6-day a week right now, but I'm doing something a little bit different than a push-pull legs. And I've explained this a little bit on my Instagram and YouTube already, but for those of you who don't really know, I personally run a push-pull legs, or excuse me, I always start legs on Monday, so I do a legs push-pull, and then I wanted to get more emphasis on my shoulders and arms this training block, just because I feel like they're lagging muscle groups of mine. So what I did instead, I started out with legs push-pull, but in the rest of the week, I did another leg day, which is pretty standard, normal leg day. But then on Friday, instead of doing a push day, I do a chest and back day. So, and then Saturday, instead of doing a pull day, I do shoulders and arms. So really, I combine the back movements with the chest movements for my Friday and Saturday lifts, and I put together all of the arm movements and the shoulder movements from those 2 days together on Saturday. So the same amount of volume for each muscle group release, but I'm just structuring them on different days. And what that does is it allows me to put more intensity towards the muscles I want to bring up. And obviously, if you're not, you could still be training muscles 3 to 2 times per week, even 4 times per week. But if you're not giving them the intensity they deserve or need to grow, they're not gonna grow. So that's why I'm doing this kind of different little push-pull legs, upper, lower, chest, shoulders, triceps split. Real quickly, another example of a 6-day split would be a lower upper, chest, shoulders, triceps. That's Monday through Wednesday. And then the rest of the week would be another lower upper. Oh, excuse me, I messed this one up. So it'd be lower, chest and back, and then shoulders and arms. That's Monday through Wednesday. And the rest of the week would be lower, chest and back, shoulders and arms. So that's another example of a 6-day split you could follow. So real quickly, I'm sure all of you are thinking, what about the bro split? And if you don't know what a bro split, it's basically just going in one day and training one muscle group for one training session. So literally, you go into a training session, you just train shoulders, you just train chest. And in a typical split, how it works is, say, optimally to get, for most muscle growth, research has proven that you want to train your muscle anywhere from 15 to 20 times. Some people even tell you up to 30 times. And that means sets. So anywhere from 15 to 20, even 30 sets per week per muscle group to emphasize growth for that muscle. So for me, right now, I'm doing about 22 sets for my biceps, 22 sets for my triceps per week. And that's spread out throughout 2 sessions. So if you look at a session, I'm doing anywhere from 8 to a little bit over 10 sets per muscle on my arm that I'm wanting to bring up. Same thing with my shoulders. Now the thing with a full body, or with a bro split, one muscle each day of the week, you're still giving that, I guess, yes, you are giving that total volume. That volume is the same, but again, it comes down to that intensity. you can only be so intense for a certain amount of time. And say you do your first 5 sets of chest on a chest day for a bro split, the rest of those 15 sets, you're gonna be just gassed, and you're not gonna give the chest the amount of intensity it needs because you already killed yourself. So that's why I don't really like a bro split, because the intensity can't be distributed optimally. Yes, people argue that you can get a lot more recovery time, which I can see the benefit to that if you are someone who is on steroids and you're competing at like the top level of bodybuilding, why they'd run bro splits, just because with the steroids, your protein synthesis is going to be amped up and it's going to be sustained for much longer than compared to someone like me who's a natural lifter. So because of that, they can afford to train one muscle group per day and rest longer. But for someone like me who's not on steroids, I can't really afford to do that. So I want to spread my workload out more efficiently and easily so I can train even more intense. That's what people think. They think that you can't train intense when you're a natural lifter, but because you're natural, that makes it even more of a reason why you should be intense, just because you don't have that extra energy kick like someone would have if they were taking drugs. So it's like you need to be even more conscious of what you're doing and putting even harder effort in, just because you don't have that extra leg up like someone else would. So yeah, that's the bro split. Now real quickly, I want to address the fad that's going on, which is the full body training splits. And the reason why so many people are doing a full body training split, say 4 or 5 times a week, is because the volume. Everyone pushes volume, and they argue that the intensity can be up as well, because you're hitting each muscle group, you're not giving it time to really think, so you think you're forcing it to grow, and that frequency is what they think is good. Where I could definitely see the reasoning why they would do that, because essentially you're just spreading out your volume for one muscle group throughout 5 different days, and you're hitting that muscle group every single day. So instead of doing, say you do 20 sets per chest per week, instead of doing 10 sets twice a week, you would do 2 sets 5 days a week. So instead of having this block here, you just kind of spread it throughout the week, so it forms like a little line like this, and it's just spread throughout the week. And you do that with all of your body parts in a full body training split. So that ensures that you're giving each muscle group the amount of volume and intensity that it deserves to grow. But the thing with that, if I go kill my chest one day, I'm not gonna be able to give it the same intensity the next day that I need. So instead of getting like 5 really good sets where I'm going to failure, pushing my chest to its max, I may only be getting like 2 or 3. And that example is kind of like a sketchy example just because like I didn't really have much data there to prove off of. But if you can understand what I'm saying, going full days a week, full body 5 days a week, you're not going to be able to let your body recover enough to go train just as hard the next day. Your body's going to end up taking a break subconsciously, and you're not going to be giving the intensity that you need to grow. So that's why I'm not a huge fan of full body splits. And yeah, there's lots of people out there that are pushing them right now, and that's great. They're doing their thing, and if you want to try it, by all means, I'm not going to tell you shouldn't, but I just don't think it's the most optimal thing to do. So again, the best training split to follow is just whatever works best for you, whatever you can stay consistent with, and what makes you enjoy your training the most. So if you are someone though who wants to be a little bit more picky with your training and get something that's more optimal, listen to what I just had to say here. Take something from that and apply that to your own training approach, because ultimately I just want to help as many people as I can. So if something here made sense to you and you want to try it out, by all means, try it out. Let me know what you think, because if I'm saying something that helps you guys out, I'd love to know that. But also, if I'm saying something that didn't work for you, let me hear that as well, just because I can kind of work with you and figure out why it didn't work. Because ultimately, I just want to hear what you guys think about what I have to say about certain things and see how it applies into your life. So yeah, I'm going to end this video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, like the video, and if you like the channel, like the content that I'm putting out, subscribe to the channel as well. So I'll see you guys later.